charge iPad and headphones for the NSE, Kramer.
Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of Junior J's Uncaged. I'm Nathaniel Kramer,
And I'm Christian Bowman.
and let's get this going. So, long week. We weren't able to record last week due to some technical difficulties, so we have a lot to go over. Starting off with baseball, we had a game against Millard West 2 weeks ago. Sadly lost 6-5. No extra base hits that game. We just really couldn't piece them up. We both had for predictions. We both had Prep taking an L, but Christian was closer, so he's up 1-0 right now.
Let's go.
Now we have our doubleheader versus Staley. Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that. Lost the first game 14-2. Really, really rough. Only one double by Charlie Ziola, and we just got crushed in the hitting department. They were hitting us really well, and we couldn't respond. Then the second game, we got 4-1. Great bounce back. Henry Bartholomew played great. Went 2 for 2 with a double, a home run, and a walk. So really great. He's been a great guy this season. Not many guys right now in the squad that have been playing better than him right now.
Very great contributor for sure. He
Yeah.
has been in the past too.
Yeah. I won that prediction, so it's tied 1-1. Then we had a game versus Central. Prep won 12-2. Pretty good hitting. We had 9 hits that game. 4 stolen bases was really big. Logan Smithberg, Michael Saul, and 2 by our catcher, Tony Caniglio. You wouldn't really expect that of a catcher. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then we had a game at Gretna. Oof. And we had 12 hits with 3 extra base hits,
Goodness.
2 doubles, and then a triple by Michael Wheelock, which is very interesting. You don't really see triples that often. That just stands out how fast he is.
For sure.
And then Henry Bartholomew again hitting 3 for 3. And he also had a sac fly and 1 sac bunt to get some runners in. He's been so consistent, hitting so well lately.
Very
It's
good
phenomenal. And then against Millard North, a really, really tight game. 6-5. 4 errors by each team.
Ooh.
Just struggle on the defensive side. But ended up on a throw, a grounder to left field, and they tried to get home on it. Charlie Zayola gunned him at the plate. So right now, Prep's got a 4-game win streak going into this Millard South game yesterday, and we lost 10-5. 4 errors by Prep, really rough defensively, but we also just got hit around. Nothing we could do if they just hit the ball in gaps, and that's what they did. Sadly, there was supposed to be a game tonight, or a couple nights ago, sorry, but it got rescheduled to April 9th due to rough weather.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of games get postponed and canceled, especially today. A lot of couple games got postponed / canceled today because of the weather. But moving on from baseball a little bit, we've got a bit of a soccer recap. So Prep won 4-2 versus Papio South with McClay scoring two of Prep's 4 goals, and you also had Sib saving 6 goals and only letting in 2. So great performance by him. And in terms of predictions, Kramer did get the exact score, so he is up 3-1, getting an extra point for the exact score in that game. And next up, you've got Prep beating Millard North 1-0, with Jack Johnson scoring the only goal and Sib saving 2 shots by Millard North. And I was closer with the prediction, and we both predicted wins, however, but I'm still down, but only 3-2 now. And you've got our game versus Bryan recently. We won 2-0. 2 goals. 2 goals were scored, and Sib only saved 1. Not a lot of offense in that game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a couple days ago, Prep did lose 3-0 at Lincoln Southeast. No stats were entered in for that game, but nonetheless, based on the score alone, you can reasonably say that it was a rough performance out of our Junior Jays.
Yeah. An unfortunate loss, but it's awesome.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Now we got Prep Track had a meet lately. We had Prep got third place out of 7 teams with 19 medalists in the top 6. Jack Godel, Owen Jensen, Aiden McGarry, and Dennis Chapman won the 4x800, and Jacob Finney won the 3200.
The College of St. Mary indoor meet, I believe, was the one.
Yeah.
that was that meet, but that was
3200. That's a lot of running.
that is a lot of running, but
It does not sound fun.
I think that's a great start to the year for our junior Jays.
Yeah.
And going into a little bit of golf action, you've got the Holmes Invitational, which happened last week, I believe, and JV got second place. And the first varsity meet last Friday at Johnny Goodman, it was against several notable teams such as Millard North, Westside, and Lincoln Southeast. Prep came in second out of 11 teams, and Lincoln East won. But Prep only lost by about 3, if I remember correctly. So it was a close matchup nonetheless.
Yeah, great job by the great opening meet by the Prep varsity team. Really just got it done. Showed that they're going to be a strong team to contend this year.
Oh, for sure.
Now looking ahead to this following week, we got a lot of baseball. Got a 4:30 start at Lincoln North Star. I think Prep's going to take it home, winning 7-4 after that long bus ride, having a fun bus ride home. I think that'll be a fun game.
For sure.
And now another game at Lincoln East. So 2 games at Lincoln might be tough. Another 4:30 start. But I think we're going to take that loss 8-5. Lincoln East is a really, really strong team. Definitely one of the top teams in the state.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I predict that for that game we will take a loss, as Kramer predicted, but by a margin of 6-3. And I also forgot to mention for the Lincoln North Star game, I predict that Prep will take home a W with a score of 3-2. So we've got very similar scores for both of ours. It's just that yours are a bit higher,
Yeah.
a bit more faith in our offense. And
Yeah. I noticed a pretty good trend. Our offense is usually pretty good. So I'm putting my trust in that.
a lot of good hitters too.
Yeah. Now for the third long road game, doubleheader at Rockhurst.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's a long drive. That's all the way in Kansas. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun drive for the players. The first game starts at 1 p.m. Second game is at 3. Show up if you can. I know it's a long drive. If you can't, no worries.
No excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. I think that first game, Prep's gonna take it home 8-3, and that second game we're gonna win 10-2. Pretty good away stretch there.
I think that we'll struggle a little bit from the adversity of a 3-hour bus ride before having to go play a game. So I think that we'll win the first one only by a margin of 2-1. I don't think the first game will be very offensive, and I think both teams will struggle quite a bit, especially us. But I think the second game, first game will help us prepare definitely a lot, and I think that the second game will do a lot better, and I'll predict us taking a win of 7-1 in the second game.
Yeah. And then finally, after this long stretch of away games, we finally get a home game back at Prep against Bell West. They're a very good team. Another one of the top teams this year. It'll be a tough game, but I think we're going to take a narrow loss, 4-6. It'll be tough for the Jays. Nice having a home field advantage, but even that, it'll be a good game.
Have they been pretty good historically, at least in the recent years?
Bell West?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've always been solid. I think this year they made a little bit of a push. And they're better than previous years, but
All right.
they've always been a solid team.
So I think it'll be comfortable for the boys to play at home after a stretch of quite a few road games of considerable travel. So I think that we'll take a win here, but by a close margin of 5-4.
Yeah. And then finally, last game of the week, we have Pap versus Papio South, another home game 8 p.m. or sorry, 7 p.m. start. I think Prep's going to take this one. Another really close game, but 5-4. I think we can get this one done.
It's a good prediction. I think that. I'm trying to think. I think that we'll take home a win. We'll produce a little more offense. We'll take home a win of about 8-4 versus Papio South. I think our hitting. I think if we improve our hitting a lot, which is already very great, by the way, but I think that we'll get a lot better in the coming weeks, especially as the season really gets going. So we'll feel a lot more comfortable with our offense. But looking ahead to our next sport, we've got soccer. As I mentioned earlier, quite a few games today have been postponed / canceled due to the weather, and the varsity soccer match against Buena Vista was one of them. It was postponed due to the weather. There's no exact date for that yet, but it's unfortunate that it got postponed, really, because big adversity for a lot of spring sports teams are the weather, especially in the transition from winter to spring in the March time of the year. But nonetheless, we'll move forward, and we've got a game tomorrow at Omaha Central. Prep is 3-1, and Central is 4-0. And this will be a very close match, regardless of who wins. But I think that we'll take it home 3-2 tomorrow in Central.
Yeah, I think this will be probably one of our best games we played. Defense will shut them down. Well, not fully. They'll get a goal. I think we're gonna win 3-1. But then the offense is gonna transition pretty well into that and just score a bunch. So I think we're gonna have our best game so far this season.
That's fair. And then we've got another match in the next week against Omaha North next Monday, the 1st of April, and Prep is 3-1 currently. That will change based on the Central game, but North is 1-3. So I think that given the record disparity of both of these teams and the fact that Prep is starting to get comfortable, just like the baseball team in this new start of the year, I think that Prep will certainly have a day winning 4-0.
Yeah, I think Omaha North, their record I don't think shows that how good they are as a team. I think they're a very solid squad. So I think they'll get a goal on us, but I think our offense is just going to absolutely beat them down. So I think we're going to take that one 4-1. It's a nice, handy win.
For sure. A respectable win, nonetheless.
And final sport we got coming up this Thursday at 3 p.m. That's coming on Holy Thursday, so they'll get that over with and then go into the weekends talking with Easter.
Hopefully God's on our side for that one.
Yeah, that'd be great. Final thing, happy Easter, everybody. I know it's coming up. Happy holidays, safe travels.
Happy Easter. And
happy Easter.
Safe travels to all who are going to Detroit this Friday to watch the Creighton.
Go Jays.
Go Jays.
Are we good?